ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवम् श्री राधा कृष्ण पदान् सहगणा ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च नमः। ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरात्विषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपा स्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। आनंद लीलामय विग्रहाय हेमाभदिव्याच्छविसुन्दराय तस्मै महाप्रेमरसप्रदाय चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते। चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते। चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते। Hare Krishna. Thank you once again, dear devotees, for your kind association as we study Chaitanya Bhagavat by Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur. We would like to read one verse which we will try to chant before every class. It is from the Mangala Charan of Chaitanya Bhagavat, Adi Khanda, chapter 1. So there are two verses which we'll chant every time. The first verse we chanted last time towards the end of the class. So this is the first verse. It's from the Mangala Charan of Chaitanya Bhagavat. Both the verses are in Sanskrit and they are very sweet. We can all memorize. आजानुलंबित भुजौ कनकावदातौ संकीर्तनैकपितरौ कमलायताक्षौ विश्वंभरौ द्विजवरौ युगधर्मपालौ वंदे जगत्प्रियकरौ करुणावतारौ। The second is, so the first verse we discussed last time, I offer my respectful obeisances unto Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sri Nityananda Prabhu, whose arms extend down to their knees, ajanulambita bhujau, and kanakavadato. Their complexion is like kanaka, molten gold. And Sankirtanaika Pitarau. They inaugurated the Nam Sankirtan movement. They are the fathers of the Sankirtan movement. And Kamalayat Akshav. Their eyes are like Kamal. They are like lotus petals. They have lotus eyes. Vishwam Bharau. They are the maintainers of the whole world, of all the living entities. Dvija Varau. They are the best. Varau means best. Dvija means Brahmin. They are the best amongst the Brahmanas. Both Nityananda Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Yuga Dharma Palav. They are the maintainers and protectors of the Yuga Dharma, which is Nam Sankirtan. Vande Jagat Priyakaro. I offer my obeisances to the benefactors of the whole universe. Jagat Priyakaro. They make the whole world happy. And Karunavatarao. They are the most merciful incarnations. It's a very beautiful Mangala Charan verse. Ajanulambita bhujau kanakavadato sankirtanai kapitarau kamalayatakshav vishwambharau dvijavarau yugadharma palau vande jagat priyakarau karunavatarau. So this verse is glorification of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. And now let's look at the second verse. This is the fifth verse. This Ajanulambita bhujau is the first verse of Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat. Chaitanya Bhagavat opens with this verse. Like Srimad Bhagavatam opens with Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Janmadasyataha. So this is the first verse of Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, Ajanulambita bhujau. Now there are a few more verses, and then the fifth verse is again in Sanskrit. It is the same meter as Jayati Jana Nivaso of Srimad Bhagavatam. That has been made so famous by our dear Amarendra Prabhu. He gave two classes in Melbourne on Krishna Lila in one verse. You can just type Amarendra Das Krishna Lila in one verse on YouTube. And he gave two lectures at Melbourne on this one verse from the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Jayati Jana Nivaso. Very beautiful lectures. Jayati Jana Nivaso Devaki Janmavado. That verse, very nice. So same meter. Text number 5 of Chaitanya Bhagavat, chapter 1 of Adi Khanda. Vrindavan Thakur is writing, Jayati Jayati Deva Krishna Chaitanya Chandro Jayati Jayati Kirti Stasya Nitya Pavitra Jayati Jayati Bhritya Stasya Vishvesha Murte Jayati Jayati Nrityam Tasya Sarva Priyana. Jayati Jayati Deva. All glories to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Jayati also means, Jaya means victory. We have got so many anarthas in our heart. We have got lust, anger, greed, envy, pride, illusion. We are sometimes lazy. Sometimes we are complacent, sometimes we offend others. We have got so many diseases within. But Jayati Jayati Deva, Krishna Chaitanya Chandra means Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will be victorious over all these anarthas. We are tiny, insignificant jivas. We don't have the power to defeat these anarthas. Do we? Can we drive away lust? Can we control our mind? We cannot. Chanchalahi Manah Krishna Pramadi Balavadridam. Arjun says that I can control the wind, I can control hurricanes and tornadoes, but I cannot control the mind. It is so difficult to control. But Krishna can control. So Jayati, whenever you say Krishna Bhagwan ki Jai, Jai Gaur Nitai, Jai Jagannath Baldev Subhadra, Jai Radha Madan Mohan, Jai Srila Prabhupada. When we say Jai, it means these great personalities, Guru and Gauranga, they will be victorious over all the impediments that we have in our devotional life. That is the meaning of Jai. Therefore, always we should do this Jai Dhvani, Jai, 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 Jai Kar. We should always do. It's very auspicious. So, Jayati Jayati Deva, Krishna Chaitanya Chandro. All glories to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna Chaitanya Chandra. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who has arisen in this dark age of Kali. Why in Kali Yuga we don't talk about sun, Surya? Why we don't talk about Surya? Krishna Surya Sama. Krishna is like sun. Maya hai andhakar, jahan Krishna taha nahi maya ra adhikar. Where there is Krishna, there is no Maya. So why in Kali Yuga we don't compare Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to the sun? Krishna Surya Sama. Krishna is like the sun. Why Mahaprabhu is not like sun? Why is Chaitanya Chandra? Because the sun comes in the daytime. But Kali Yuga is the dark night. Kali Yuga is the dark age. Therefore, in Kali Yuga, we need the moon, the cooling rays of the moon, the full moon, Gaur Purnima moon we need. So therefore, he is Chaitanya Chandra. Jayati Jayati Deva Krishna Chaitanya Chandro. Jayati Jayati Kirti Stasya Nitya Pavitra. Second line. Jayati Jayati Kirtis. All glories to the glorification of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What is Chaitanya Bhagavat? Look how our little Nimai is dancing. The cover painting of Chaitanya Bhagavat, Adi Khanda, first volume. Adi Khanda, first volume. So, what is Chaitanya Bhagavat? It is the glorification of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It is the Kirti. Glorification means Kirti. It is the glorification of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Charitamrita also. And Chaitanya Bhagavat. So, Jayati Jayati Kirti is Tasya Nitya Pavitra, the eternally pure and purifying glorification of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki Jai. All glories to the glorification and the pastimes and the description of the qualities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mentioned in Chaitanya Mangal of Lochandas Thakur, mentioned in Chaitanya Bhagavat, which we are reading, of Vrindavan Das Thakur, mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrit of Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Maharaj. So wherever there is glorification of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Kirti, Gan, all glories. May this glorification of Mahaprabhu be victorious over all the impediments that lie on my path. Jayati Jayati Deva Krishna Chaitanya Chandro. Jayati Jayati Kirti Stasya Nitya Pavitra. Jayati Jayati Bhritya Stasya Vishvesha Murte. This is my favorite line in the verse. Jayati Jayati Bhritya Stasya Vishvesha Murte. O Lord of the universe, Vishvesha Murte. Jayati Jayati Bhritya Stasya. All glories to your, Bhritya means servants. All glories to the servants of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This includes Gadhar Pandit, Advaita Acharya, Srivas Thakur, Murari Gupt, Gangadas Pandit, Shuklambar Brahmachari, Kola Vecha Sridhar, Maharaj Pratap Rudra, Kashi Mishra, Gopinath Acharya, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Ramananda Rai, Swarup Damodar Goswami, Govinda, Kashishwar, everyone. All the associates of Mahaprabhu, in one line, you are offering obeisances to them. Even in our Panchatattva mantra, which we chant before our japa, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Gaur Bhakta Vrinda, which means Prabhupada, which means our Guru Maharaj, which means all the associates of Mahaprabhu. Such a powerful mantra given by Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. We chant before every round. Similarly here, Jayati Jayati Bhritya Stasya Vishvesha Murte. O Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Lord of the universe, all glories to all your servants. Vrityas means servants. And last line, Jayati Jayati Nrityam Tasya Sarva Priyana. All glories to your dancing, Mahaprabhu. You are the dancing golden Lord. So Mahaprabhu's dancing in Srivas Angan, Mahaprabhu's dancing on the streets of Navadvip, Mahaprabhu's dancing through the Jharkhand forest, making the tigers and elephants dance and embrace and kiss each other in joy. Or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's dancing in front of Jagannath during the Rath Yatra. All glories to the dancing of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. My dear friends, what a beautiful verse this is. Everyone should memorize this verse. Jayati Jayati Deva Krishna Chaitanya Chandro. Jayati Jayati Kirti Stasya Nitya Pavitra. Jayati Jayati Bhritya Stasya Vishvesha Murte. Jayati Jayati Nritya Tasya Sarva Priyana. Your dancing, Sarva Priyanam. Your dancing is very dear to the whole world, and it makes the whole world very happy. Priya Karna means to make happy also. So your dancing is so pleasing to watch. And on our altar, in our temples, Srila Prabhupada has installed the dancing lords. They are always dancing. So all glories to your dancing, Mahaprabhu, is mentioned in this verse. With this invocation verses, let us begin our discussion of Chaitanya Bhagavat. So in the first chapter towards the end, Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur writes, Adi Khanda Katha Bhai Shuna Ekachite Shri Chaitanya Avatirna Hailayena Mate. Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur is begging all of us, oh my dear brothers and sisters, please listen very attentively to the Adi Khanda of Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, where Sri Chaitanya Avatirna, where the pastimes of the appearance, the birth of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is described. Adi Khanda Katha Bhai Shuna Ekachite Sri Chaitanya Avatirna Kailayena Mate. I am going to describe the appearance of Mahaprabhu. Then in the second chapter, now second chapter begins. First chapter is the introduction, where Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur describes the key events in all the three khandas, in the Adi Khanda, Madhya Khanda, and the Shesha Khanda, which we call Antya Khanda, Antya Leela. All the three khandas, all the three leelas, the important pastimes are described in one verse by Vrindavan Das Thakur. So that we will not discuss, because we intend to read the full Chaitanya Bhagavat. In the second chapter now of the Adi Khanda, after giving sutra, summary description of all the pastimes, Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur writes, Bhakta Goshti Sahita Gauranga Jaya Jaya Shunile Chaitanya Katha Bhakti Labhyahaya. How many of you want pure devotional service in this life? Raise your hands if you want Krishna Prem. So I see all the devotees are enthusiastically raising their hands. Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur is giving the method how we can get Krishna Prem. He says, Bhakta Goshti Sahita Gauranga Jaya Jaya Shunile Chaitanya Katha Bhakti Labhyahaya. You will get bhakti if you simply hear Chaitanya Leela. If you just do one thing, just hear Gaur Leela. Just by doing this one limb of bhakti, hearing attentively, Ekachitte, with attention, Gaura Leela, we will get Krishna Bhakti. Guaranteed. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is who? Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayat. He's giving us Krishna Prema. So that is the effect of listening to Chaitanya Bhagavat. We will get Krishna Bhakti. Definitely. Then Vrindavan Das Thakur writes, Achintya Agamya Krishna Avatar Leela Shri Brahma Bhagavate Apane Kahila. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, chapter 14, where Lord Brahma, after Brahma Vimohan Leela, he is offering prayers to Krishna. Lord Brahma, in verse number 21, he says that Krishna's pastimes are inconceivable, achintya, and they are unapproachable, agamya. So Vrindavan Das Thakur is writing, Achintya Agamya Krishna Avatar Leela Sai Brahma Bhagavate Apane Kahila. Lord Brahma has said that the pastimes of the Supreme Lord are inconceivable and unapproachable. So Vrindavan Das Thakur is saying, how then can I describe the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? It is so difficult, but still I fall at the feet of my spiritual master, Sri Nityananda Prabhu. I fall at the feet of all the Vaishnavas, Gaura Goshtha, all the associates of Mahaprabhu, and begging for their blessings, I attempt to write this description of Gaura Leela. So one may question, why did Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appear 500 years ago? Isn't that a valid question? Why did Mahaprabhu appear? So before we discuss the appearance and the Leela of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, let us discuss today the background of how and when and why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. And Vrindavan Das Thakur gives a beautiful description in the Adi Khanda in the second chapter. He says, Vrindavan Das Thakur quotes two verses from Bhagavad Gita. He quotes यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य ग्लानिर्भवति भारत अभ्युत्थानम् अधर्मस्य तदात्मानं सृजाम्यहम् परित्राणाय साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृतां धर्म संस्थापनार्थाय संभवामि युगे युगे. The Vrindavan Das Thakur quotes these two verses spoken by Lord Shri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, and he says that Krishna has promised that yada yada hi dharmasya glani, whenever dharma glani, whenever uh, dharma will decrease, and yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutthanam adharmasya, and adharma rises. When religion decreases, it is like a balance, my dear friend, like a tarazu balance. If one side goes down, the other side will go up. So if dharma goes down, naturally adharma will increase. If dharma increases, naturally adharma will be pulled down. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada said, we are a movement where we are creating brahmanas, where we are creating Vaishnavas, who will be peaceful, who will be respectful, who will be kind and gentle, who will lead a simple, natural life in service to God and all God's children, all living entities. That is a Vaishnava. If the whole society becomes a society of Vaishnavas, this world will be such a better place. We don't have to worry about dacoities. We don't have to worry about burglaries. We don't have to worry about security breach and passwords getting stolen. We don't have to worry about kidnappings and rapes and terrorist attacks and all those things if everyone becomes a devotee. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada tried to make the whole world into first class gentlemen and ladies, Vaishnavas. So whenever there is decline in dharma and increase in irreligion, at that time Krishna says, I come myself. Why? Because Krishna is described in Srimad Bhagavatam as Dharma Gopta. Krishna is the protector of dharma. He is Dharma Gopta. So whenever dharma is in trouble and adharma is rising, naturally Krishna will interfere. When the children are not behaving properly and they are misbehaving too much, there is no good behavior and there is a lot of misbehavior, naturally the parent will intervene. Hey, what are you doing? I'll give you a time out. It is the duty of the parent to intervene. Similarly, Krishna being being Jagannath, he has to intervene. Being the Lord of the universe, he has to intervene like a loving father. So now, and then Paritranaya Sadhunam, Krishna appears for three things we know: to give protection to the devotees, Paritranaya Sadhunam, Vinashaya Dushkritam, to kill the miscreants, to kill the asuras, and Dharma Samsthapanarthaya, to establish Dharma. Because if we follow Dharma, we will be happy. Everyone wants to be happy, my dear friends. I talk to so many of my colleagues, physician colleagues, and healthcare colleagues like the nurses, physical therapists, occupational therapists, speech therapists, nutritionists. They are all friends. We talk in the hospital. And they talk about so many things. They got some electronic gadget that made them happy. To vacuum the house, they got a robot and it made them happy. So they will share it. They like some restaurant, they will share it. Hey, did you go to that Chinese restaurant? Oh, what nice food. They will be discussing among themselves. Oh, did you watch this show on Netflix? Ooh, it is amazing. This weekend, long weekend, I'm just going to watch all the episodes, all the seasons. So they're discussing all this. Why? Because they think it made them happy. Everyone is looking for happiness. Ananda Mayobhyasa. It is the nature of the soul, because we are part and parcel of Krishna. And Krishna is Sat Chid Ananda Vigraha. Ishwara Parama Krishna Sat Chid Ananda Vigraha. Because Krishna is Ananda Vigraha and we are Mamaya Vamsho Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. We are parts and parcel of Krishna. We also have a tendency to be happy. And we want to be happy. It is a desire to be happy. Everyone wants to be happy. The Hindus want to be happy, the Christians want to be happy, the Muslims want to be happy, the Jews want to be happy, the atheists want to be happy, the agnostics want to be happy, Democrats want to be happy, Republicans want to be happy. Everyone wants to be happy. That is the common denominator in all of us. Even the animals and birds and insects, they also want to be happy. The problem is, my dear friends, we do not know where happiness is and how to get happy. Happiness means to follow dharma. If we live dharmic lives, if we follow dharma, we will be happy. And what is the supreme dharma? Bhagavatam describes, Srimad Bhagavatam teaches us what is the supreme dharma, paro dharma. Savai pumsa paro dharmo yatho bhaktir adhokshaje ahaituki apratihata yayatma suprasidati. To perform bhaktir adhokshaje. Adhokshaje is the name of Krishna who cannot be understood with our senses, who cannot be perceived with our eyes. I am a Maharashtrian. In Marathi, there is a saying, if somebody is just talking something but not substantiating it with proof, with evidence, we say, "Arey baap dakho na tar shraddha kar." Either show your father to me or perform the shraddha ceremony of your father. Don't say, "I have got a father, I have got a father." Show me. Baap dakho na tar shraddha kar. Show me your father. Pitaji ko dikhao na to shraddha karo. Because we have so much faith. Seeing is believing, we say. Seeing is believing. But Krishna's name is Adhokshaja. Srila Radha Govind Maharaj in one of his kathas was explaining what is the meaning of Adhokshaja. Adha means to push down. Adho gachanti tamasa. Urdhva moolam adha shakha. So adha means down, to push down, to humble. Adhokshaja. And akshaja means our eyes. We are very proud of our eyes. I have seen. Seeing is believing. Have you seen God? We are always talking like that because we are very proud of our eyes. But Krishna's name is Adhokshaja. Krishna who cannot be seen with the eyes. These material eyes cannot be seen. Cannot see Krishna. Krishna is Chinmaya. Krishna is spiritual. He is very subtle. How can we see with these gross eyes which are just fleshy balls filled with some viscous fluid inside? No, we cannot see Krishna. So Krishna humbles our eyes. Therefore, he is Adhokshaja. We are proud of our eyes and Krishna pushes our eyes down. Adhokshaja. Ikshaja means eyes. So, Bhaktir Adhokshaja. To worship Krishna, to become devotees of Krishna, who is Adhokshaja, is the supreme dharma. And how that bhakti should be, how should be our bhakti? Not 2 hours in the morning when I chant Hare Krishna. Not 2 hours on Sunday when we go for Sunday feast. That is not bhakti. This verse of Bhagavatam describes ahaituki. First of all, it should be without any hetu, without any expectation. It should be without expecting anything in return. Not that I will chant Hare Krishna, I should get good marks, I should get a job, my disease should get cured, I should get money. That is all right, but that is not bhakti. That is karma kanda. I will do this and I will get something in return. Bhakti is ahaituki. Savai pumsa paro dharmo. The param dharma is yatho bhaktir adhokshaje. Devotional service of Krishna. And how it should be? Ahaituki. It should be without any motivation, without any selfish interest. Ahaituki apratihata. And it should not be just for Sunday feast. Not just for 2 hours in the morning. Apratihata. Bhakti should be continuous, 24 hours a day. And it is not difficult to be Krishna conscious 24 hours a day. Our acharyas teach us. How many of you want to know how to be Krishna conscious 24 hours a day? Please raise your hands. Hare Krishna. I will theoretically share how to be Krishna conscious 24 hours a day because I am not. But our acharyas explain how to be Krishna conscious 24 hours a day. So please listen very carefully for the next 5 minutes. This is very, very important. This can be the take home. How to be Krishna conscious? Krishna says, Man mana, think of me always. Man mana bhavam tasmad sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara. At all times remember me, Krishna says. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara yudhyacha may arbita mano buddhir mameva shashya samshaya. You will come to me without doubt if you always think of me. How to be Krishna conscious at all times? Our acharyas give some solutions so that we can practice apratihata bhakti radhokshaje. Devotional service to Krishna, which is apratihata. There is no impediment, there is no obstruction, there is no interruption. Number one. we should, as soon as we wake up in the morning, we should start chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra or some favorite prayers from Srimad Bhagavatam. As soon as we wake up, or Brahma Samhita. Hare Krishna Mahamantra is the recommended prayer for Kali Yuga. Iti shodashakam namnam Kali kalmashanashanam natah parataropaya sarva vedeshu drishyate. कली काले नाम बिना नाही आर धर्म सर्व मंत्र सार नाम ए शास्त्र मर्म. Our Kaviraj Goswami, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching us, Kali kale naam binu nahi anya dharma. In Kali Yuga, there is no other dharma other than chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra or chanting the names of Krishna. Kali kale naam binu nahi anya dharma. There is no other dharma other than chanting the name of Krishna in Kali Yuga. Sarva mantra sara nama ei shastra marma. And the essence of all scriptures is that the heart, the marma of every mantra is naam only. It is name. Name is the main thing. Take any mantra. Om Namo Narayanaya. This is a very great mantra. Om Namo Narayanaya. 3 words. Which is the most important word? Narayan. Narayan. Om Namo is all right. But the essence, what is the marma, what is the heart of this mantra? It is Nam. Narayan. Ajamil did not say Om Namo Narayanaya. He only said Narayan. And he was delivered. So, Sarva mantra sara nam ei shastra marma. The sar, the essence of all mantras is nam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. What is the essence of this mantra? Vasudevaya. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. What is the sar? What is the essence of this mantra? Krishna. If you say Sharanam Mama, what Sharanam Mama? Who's Sharanam? Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. So the essence of all the mantras is Nam, name. So in Kali Yuga, there is no other dharma than chanting the holy name of Krishna. Therefore, the best way to remember Krishna is by chanting the holy name. So as soon as we wake up, we should start chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Immediately drink water and go to the bathroom. Srila Prabhupada was saying in a lecture, just 2-3 days ago, I was hearing a lecture of Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Prabhupada was saying, as a doctor, as a physician, I took great interest in this. For all of you, it may be very, very gross and dirty, but please bear with me. This is important. Srila Prabhupada said, if we have a bowel movement once a day, if you go to the toilet for the big job, number 2, once a day, we are a yogi. We are a yogi. Bhakti yogi. We are regulated. So one bowel movement every day is good. We are bhakti yogis. If we go twice a day, we are bhogis. So once a day is yogi, twice a day is bhogi. Why bhogi? We are overeating. We are eating too much. That's why we have to go to have a bowel movement twice a day. Whatever we are eating is just coming out as stool. So if we are having 2 bowel movements, we are a bhogi. We are enjoyers, sense gratifiers. Bhogi. Yogi means devotee. Bhogi means sense gratifier. And Srila Prabhupada said, if we are having 3 bowel movements or more in a day, then we are rogi, we are diseased, we are patients. And the medical definition, if you look at the medical textbooks, the definition of diarrhea is 3 or more bowel movements in a day. Prabhupada is spot on. So Prabhupada says, if you have 3 or more bowel movements in a day, you are a rogi, you are a diseased person. And I would say, if no bowel movement in a day, that is also rogi, because constipation. So we should be so much regulated. If you see the lives of our acharyas, my dear friends, they would, you read Chaitanya Charitamrita, you read Chaitanya Bhagavat, you will see the devotees had such a regulated lifestyle. You will never read that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had a mid-afternoon snack. You will never read that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had a mid-morning snack, or Rupa Goswami is having a snack. Nobody does that. They have a proper schedule. They will have mid-morning, they will have their breakfast, and in the afternoon, they will have their lunch. You never read them having a dinner. Have you ever read in the Shastras that somebody is having a dinner, candlelight dinner, or they are eating late at night after it is dark? Never. That is a Kali Yuga disease. We eat whenever we want. Midnight snack. Hare Krishna. You will never hear Mahaprabhu waking up at midnight and telling Govinda, Govinda, get some Jagannath Prasad. Never. So if our eating is regulated, we eat 2 meals in a day, one mid-morning and one mid-afternoon. If we eat 2 meals in a day, we will have bowel movement once a day in the morning. As soon as we wake up, we drink water, immediately we'll have to answer nature's call. So we answer nature's call, we brush our teeth, we take a nice bath, wear fresh clothes, put tilak at 12 places, and we sit and chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. At least for 2 hours. Most of us can chant 18, 19 rounds in 2 hours, or at least 16 rounds. We should attentively sit in one place and chant nicely. If back is hurting, we cannot sit, we can stand and chant. Or in front of Krishna, we can walk and chant. We can chant our rounds, then we should do puja. We all have deities at home. We should bathe them, dress them, or do abhishek, massage them if we have Shaligram Shilas or Govardhan Shila. Offer them a tulsi leaf, flowers if possible, water. Simple arti, Narsimha arti, Tulsi arti. We should circumambulate Tulsi Maharani. And while doing puja, we can hear Bhagavatam class. So we should have a nice strong morning program. And then rest of the day, whatever we are doing, whether we are working, whether we are eating, whether we are driving, either we can be hearing Hari Katha or some Kirtan, or we can just be chanting continuously. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. We are walking to the car, walking in the parking lot, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. We have to just keep reminding ourselves that I have to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra continuously. Because that is the only way. Harer Nam, Harer Nam, Harer Nam eva kevalam kalau nastyeva, nastyeva, nastyeva gatiranyatha. There is no other way. There is no other way. Just like we are breathing, we should keep chanting. With every exhalation, inhalation, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. In and out, we should keep chanting whenever possible. Silently, we don't have to chant loudly. Within the mouth, just the tongue can be moving. We are putting our phone for charging. Why should the tongue stop? Jivhe pibasvamritame tadeva Govinda damodar madhaveti. Krishna has given tongue. Let's vibrate it to chant the holy name. That is the best way to remember Krishna. Because Krishna has said, Sadatam kirtayanto mam etantascha dridavrata. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, always chant my name. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Chaitanya Charitamrita says in Shikshashtakam prayers, Ante Leela last chapter, Kirtaniya Sadahari. So Lord Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu have instructed us always chant Hare Krishna. Always chant Krishna Nam. So why should we not chant? After 16 rounds, it doesn't stop. Srila Sachinandan Maharaj, His Holiness Sachinandan Swami Maharaj, he says, Krishna consciousness starts after 16 rounds. Your japa starts after 16 rounds. Because 16 rounds we have promised. We have given our word to Guru Maharaj, in front of Guru Maharaj, in front of the deities, sacred fire, in front of the Vaishnavas. So we are bound to do it. There's nothing great about that. But Sachinananda Maharaj says your chanting starts after 16 rounds. So you should keep chanting. That is the best way to remember. And whatever we are doing in the office, in the meeting, we are typing something, tongue can keep vibrating. It takes practice and then it becomes habit. Then you will find yourself, even you are going to fill water in your water bottle, your tongue is vibrating. You will find yourself chanting. It's very nice. We should not leave the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. We are married to the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. We are one with the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. We don't have anything except Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Srila Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj in his book, Ocean of Mercy, he writes that towards the last moments, last few hours of Srila Prabhupada in this world, every few minutes, Prabhupada would open his mouth. And it was Bhakti Charu Maharaj's service to come and pour few drops of Charanamrut in Prabhupada's lotus mouth as he was leaving this world. His mouth would become dry, so he would open his mouth. He had given up eating and drinking, but just little bit Charanamrut he would drink every few hours. And Srila Prabhupada's dear god brother, Akinchan Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj, a Mahabhagavat, he was sitting and he was chanting japa for Prabhupada. All the disciples of Prabhupada were there doing kirtan. And Prabhupada opened his mouth. Srila Bhakti Charu Maharaj immediately got up and he put some Charanamrut in Srila Prabhupada's lotus mouth. And Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj immediately told Bhakti Charu Maharaj, because both of them spoke Bengali. He said, "Did you see? Prabhupada is chanting. Swami Maharaj is chanting." So Bhakti Charu Maharaj couldn't believe, he was not hearing any chanting. So he had a quizzical look on his face. He was like, surprised, what are you saying? How can Prabhupada be chanting, Maharaj? And then Akinchan Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj told Bhakti Charu Maharaj, look into his mouth, his tongue is vibrating. So next time when Prabhupada opened his mouth to drink some water, Bhakti Charu Maharaj looked inside Prabhupada's mouth at his tongue and he noticed Prabhupada's tongue was in fact vibrating. Hare Krishna. That is called Upamshu Japa, within the mouth. There are three types of japa. Vachik, loudly, Upamshu within the mouth, and Manasik in the mind. So there is no impediment. We can be chanting. If somebody is talking to us and just talking in the office, so many times it happens. We want to go and do our work, or we want to go and chant or open Veda base and read something in the office, but somebody else comes and starts gossiping. So I just look at them, I look in their eyes, and in my mind I'm chanting Hare Krishna. I'm remembering Krishna intensely. So that person is talking Prajalpa, but I am remembering Krishna. Krishna, please deliver me from this situation. And in the mind, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is going on. So in this way, we have to constantly chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And we have to spend our day. But now, my dear friends, we come to the main part. What about when we sleep? How can we be Krishna conscious when we sleep? 24 hours. How can we be Krishna conscious when we go to sleep? This is the take-home message for today's class. So please pay attention. What I have seen in my life is whole day from morning to night, somehow we are conscious and we try to remember Krishna. We chant our japa, we do kirtan, we talk to devotees, we read Prabhupada's books, we hear Hari Katha in the car. Wherever we get time, we are hearing, we are chanting Mahamantra as we are going, doing our things. Constantly keeping in touch with the Hare Krishna Mahamantra and Krishna Katha throughout the day. We do our duties, we eat Krishna Prasad. So we are Krishna conscious. And at night we climb into bed and we lie down in bed. Now it is 10 o'clock at night, the kids have gone to bed. I have finished my rounds, I have finished all my duties, I have finished my hearing quota, I have finished my reading quota. I have had a nice time, nice Krishna conscious day. And now I have just, it's night time, it's 10 o'clock. I have put an alarm for 4 o'clock. Now I have got few minutes extra. All my duties are done. I have had a nice Krishna conscious day. All my hospital work is finished. Now I have got just some time. And then I pick up the phone. I'm lying in bed, ready to go to bed. And then I unlock the phone. And we go to Facebook, we go to YouTube, we go to WhatsApp, we go to Internet Explorer, we type something, we start browsing. And we fall asleep in a very bad, contaminated state. Last thing we have read is some CNN news or some Fox News, something. So many elections is going on. I need to know, man, what's going on? Who is winning the election? It's important for me. It is not important. It is not important. I can tell you actually when the previous election was going on, I got so frustrated with all the debates and this and that, all the news. I deleted all my news apps. I think that was 4 years ago. And till date, I don't have any news app. And I have survived without reading any news for 4 years. So everybody can survive. Don't think that news is mandatory. It is a must. We don't have to pollute our minds with news. Absolutely no. And then last thing we read before going to bed is the news or some cricket score or some politics or some, something not related to Krishna. Or we just watch some YouTube videos or Facebook. We read some nasty comments on Facebook. And that is the last thing we do. And then we go to bed. How is it possible to focus the mind on the Mahamantra next day morning in Japa? It is impossible. Because we have just dumped poison in our mind and gone to sleep. Therefore, our acharyas, they give us a very important warning. Be very, very saudhan, be very, very careful before you go to bed. Before you sleep, that 1-2 hours before going to bed is very, very important. Especially the last 30 minutes before you go to bed is very, very important, and make it 100% powerfully Krishna conscious. Powerfully Krishna conscious. Last night, I remember, before I went to bed, I heard a beautiful lecture of His Holiness Indradumna Swami Maharaj. Indradumna Maharaj is giving such beautiful, sweet, nectarian Krishna Katha sitting in Vrindavan for almost 1 year now. So yesterday he was speaking about Gopal Bhatta Goswami. What amazing details he was giving. How the Goswamis were writing on tree barks. Some Brajvasis would discard the old clothes of Thakurji, of Krishna, and our Goswamis would take those thrown away clothes and they would write their books on those pieces of cloth because they had no paper. Then Raja Mansingh donated some paper from Jaipur. And then they were writing all these beautiful details. Then you're thinking about Radharaman and you're going to sleep in that consciousness. After taking darshan of a pure sannyasi, Indradumna Maharaj. How auspicious it is. So therefore, we should be very careful before going to bed, 30 minutes to 1 hour. We should either chant, we should take darshan of some great Vaishnav and hear Krishna Katha from their lotus mouth on YouTube or Facebook, wherever. But we should not do anything else. We should not read any comments. We should not read any news, nothing. Just pure Krishna Katha. Or best, just go to ISKCON Desire and hear an audio lecture. So there is no risk of any prajalpa or any blasphemy. And then we should go to sleep in that consciousness. Or we should read something. Read Krishna book, read Chaitanya Charitamrita or Srimad Bhagavatam before going to bed. And then sleep in that consciousness. So our acharyas explain this one thing. Please pay very close attention. This is the essence of the class today. As we fall asleep, we are dying. Going to sleep every night is death. D-E-A-T-H, death. We are dying every night. We should think like that. I will not wake up in the morning. So if we are not going to wake up in the morning and we are going to die in our sleep tonight, how our consciousness will be before we go to sleep? Will we ever look at Facebook before dying? Will we read any news about the elections and this and that? Never. We should think, okay, going off to sleep means death. I'm going to die. So we should be extremely Krishna conscious while going to bed. We can keep a clicker or we can keep a japamala next to our bed only. At least our hand should be in the bead bag as we go off to sleep. And then just before sleeping, we can keep the mala next to us. Hare Krishna. And then in our mind, we should chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. With every breath, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. And we should fall asleep chanting the Mahamantra. Or Prabhupada's japa can be going on. In my phone, I put Kathamrita app and Prabhupada japa. And then I fall off to sleep, hearing Prabhupada japa and chanting with Prabhupada. So what an auspicious way to die, even if we die in the sleep. So if we go to sleep, which is equivalent to dying, then in the morning when we wake up, oh, I have got a new birth. Now there's a new birth. So every day is a full life cycle. Morning, as soon as we wake up, Kaumaram Acharit Pradnyo. Prahlad Maharaj says, in our childhood, we have to take to Krishna consciousness. So waking up means childhood. Oh, I woke up, new birth. Immediately, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. We sit down and we chant our japa. We do our puja. So we start our life, means every day, powerfully Krishna conscious. And we try to be Krishna conscious throughout the day. We do our duties. Like Bhishma Dev did all his duties. And at night, before going to bed, we are dying. We are dying. And because we are dying, last 30 minutes before going to bed, we should be extremely Krishna conscious. No prajalpa, no news, no Facebook, nothing. Only Krishna Katha, only Krishna Nam, and we should always invariably go off to sleep chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Preferably with Prabhupada. Giving Prabhupada's japa on. It is so simple. All the facilities are there for us. We have smartphones, everything. We should use them smartly. Not let them take us for a ride. Because if we watch nonsense before going to bed, that's it. Our japa will be spoiled. We are putting poison inside. Only poison will come out. Amarendra Prabhu was telling me once. Poison in, poison out. Garbage in, garbage out, he says. So if you put garbage inside, only garbage will come out. Sometimes we just get very angry and we say something in a fit of rage. and we are thinking, "Arey, how could I do that? How could I speak that? How could those words come out of my mouth?" Because we have put garbage inside. So we have to be very careful, and we should be Krishna conscious. Krishna consciousness is such a pleasurable life, such a pleasurable life. Nice, sweet Krishna Katha. So then, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that whenever there is adharma, I come myself. So Vrindavan Das Thakur is writing very sweetly Yada Yada Hi Dharmasya and Paritranaya Sadhunam verses in Bengali. So please hear and enjoy the beauty of the sweet Bengali verses. Vrindavan Das Thakur is saying, Krishna says, Dharma para bhavahaya yakhane yakhane adharmera prabalata bade dine dine. That adharma parabhavahaya yakhane. Whenever dharma parabhava, whenever dharma declines, and adharmera prabalata bade dine dine, and adharma is increasing. Dharma glani. साधु जन रक्ष दुष्ट विनाश कारणे ब्रह्मादि प्रभुर पाये करे विज्ञापने. साधु जन रक्ष, टू प्रोटेक्ट द परित्राणाय साधूनाम, साधु जन रक्ष, and दुष्ट विनाश कारणे, and विनाशाय दुष्कृता ब्रह्मा आदि प्रभुर पाये करे विज्ञापने. When the Brahmaji and other demigods go and at the lotus feet of the Lord they pray, please come, the earth is overburdened with asuras, please come. At that time, तबे प्रभु युग धर्म स्थापन करिते संगोपंगे अवतीर्ण हया पृथ्वीते. At that time the Lord avatirna, he takes his incarnation, but he doesn't come alone. Sangopanga, with his associates, his sangis, his parshads, he comes. And what is the yuga dharma? तबे प्रभु युग धर्म स्थापन करिते संगोपंग अवतीर्ण हया पृथ्वीते. He comes with his associates to establish dharma, yuga dharma. And what is the yuga dharma for Kali Yuga? Kali Yuge dharma haya hari sankirtana etadarthe avatirna Shri Sachinandana. Such a beautiful poetry. He says, Kali Yuga dharma haya hari sankirtana. In Kali Yuga, the dharma is hari sankirtana. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Etad arthe avatirna Shri Sachinandana. And for this purpose, Shri Sachinandana has come to teach Yuga Dharma. Ei kahe Bhagavata Sarva Tattvasar Kirtana Nimitta Gaura Chandra Avatar. Gaura Chandra Avatar, why? Kirtana Nimitta. To teach us Nam Sankirtan, Gaura Avatar, he has come. And Srimad Bhagavatam is saying that the total essence of Srimad Bhagavatam is Nam Sankirtan. Because Srimad Bhagavatam begins with Nam Sankirtan, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, and Srimad Bhagavatam ends with Nam Sankirtan. What is the last verse of Srimad Bhagavatam? Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranashanam Pranamo Dukkha Kshamanas Tam Namami Harim Param. I offer my obeisances to Lord Hari, who takes away all the dukkha, all the sorrows. And Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranashanam. All the sins are destroyed as we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, as we chant the names of Krishna. So we get all happiness and we are rid of all the sorrows and all the sins are also destroyed. And throughout Srimad Bhagavatam there is Nam Mahima, there is glorification of the holy name. Dhruva Maharaj chanted Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Chitraketu Maharaj chanted. Then Prahlad Maharaj always chanted the names of Vishnu. Shravanam Kirtanam, Smaranam Kirtanam Vishnu. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, Smaranam Pada Sevanam. So throughout Bhagavatam, the gopis are chanting the names of Krishna. Gajendra is chanting the prayers to the Supreme Lord. So throughout Srimad Bhagavatam, the theme is Ajamil chanting Narayan. Throughout Srimad Bhagavatam, the theme is Nam Mahima, the glories of the chanting of the holy name of Krishna. And then Vrindavan Das Thakur quotes a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, Chapter 5, verse number 32. Narad Muni is instructing Vasudeva Maharaj by telling the story of the Navayogendras. And this verse is there. Krishna Varnam Kvisa Krishnam Sangopangastra Parshadam Yadnay Sankirtana Prayer Yajantihi Sumedhasaha. This verse is very important, my dear friends. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is directly predicted that he will come. Krishna Varnam, it has many meanings. One is that he's always chanting the name of Krishna. Second meaning is he's always describing about Krishna. Krishna ka varnan kar rahe. Krishna Varnam, and Twisa means his complexion, a Krishna. But his complexion is a Krishna. Complexion is not dark. Krishna Varna means dark complexion. Twisa Krishna means he's not dark. So Krishna Varnam, Twisa Krishnam. So not dark means what is the opposite of not dark? He's fair. He's Gora. He's Gauranga. He's Gaura. He's fair complexion. So Krishna Varnam, Twisa Krishnam, Sango Pangastra Parshadam. He comes not alone, but with who? Sangha means along with Anga. Sango Upanga Parshadam. Sango Pangast Astra and Parshadam. So this is very beautiful meaning. The meaning, please pay attention. This meaning goes two ways. So we'll discuss. So one meaning that our acharyas give is he comes with Anga. Anga means his limbs. He will have very beautiful limbs. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Bhagavat begins with the description of the limbs of Mahaprabhu. Ajanulambita bhujau. His bhuja, his anga, his limbs are very beautiful. So Sanga, he comes with Anga, and Upanga. Upanga means the decorations. So he will have very beautiful ornaments. Our Navadvip Chandra Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sachinandan Mahaprabhu, he has got very beautiful bracelets, very beautiful rings, very beautiful armlets. So his limbs are decorated with chandan, sandalwood pulp. So his anga, his limbs, his arms are very beautiful, and they are ornamented with the upanga. So anga means limbs, upanga means the ornaments of the limbs. Very beautiful. So sanga, upanga, astra. And what is the meaning of astra? Weapons. And what are the weapons of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? He is carrying the weapon of Mridanga and Kartal and the holy name. Because he started the Sankirtan movement. Sankirtanaika Pitarau. He is the father, the Pita, the maintainer of the Sankirtan movement. And with his arms, he is playing the Mridanga, Kartal, raising his hands, and he is chanting loudly Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So that is the astra, the weapon of Mahaprabhu. Sango Pangastra Parshadam. And he has got his associates. So that is the meaning. Now the other meaning coming like this is the Parshads of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they are his Anga. So Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Prabhu, they are the limbs of Mahaprabhu, his associates. So they become his Anga. And the associates of his associates, the servants of his servants, are the Upanga. Anga, Upanga. And they are the weapons of Mahaprabhu. His associates are the weapons of Mahaprabhu. He just says, Nityananda Prabhu, go and inundate Gaudadesh, Bengal, with Harinam Sankirtan. And Nityananda Prabhu goes and does that. He tells Rupa and Sanatana Goswami, go to Vrindavan, establish temples, write books, and they go and do it. So his weapons are his associates. Mahaprabhu preaches through the associates. So that is the other meaning. That one meaning is his limbs are coming with him, and second is his associates are the Anga and Upanga of Mahaprabhu. So very beautifully our Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur is explaining. Then he says, Kali Yuge Sankirtana Dharma Paribare Avatirna Haila Prabhu Sarva Parikare. Mahaprabhu did not come alone, but he came with his associates. And where did his associates appear? Where did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's associates appear? Very beautiful description is given in Chaitanya Bhagavat. Vrindavan Das Thakur says, Prabhura Adnaya Age Sarva Parikar Janmalahi Bena Sabe Manusha Bhitar. On the instruction of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all his parikar, all his parshads, all his associates took birth in the human society. Manusha Bhitar, in human society, that they took birth. कारो जन्म नवद्वीपे कारो चाति ग्रामे केहराड ओद्र देशे श्रीहट्टे पश्चिमे. This we'll discuss in detail where all the associates came. नाना स्थाने अवतीर्ण हैला भक्तगण नवद्वीपे आसी हैला सबार मिलन. So Nana Sthane Avatirna. Although the associates of Mahaprabhu appeared in different places, everyone was not born in Navadvip. But Navadvipe Asi Haila Sabara Milana. Although they were born in different places, they came to Navadvip eventually and they were all together with Mahaprabhu. So now where did they appear? Karo Janma Navadvipe. Some of them took birth in Navadvip. So who are the devotees who took birth in Navadvip? It is Gadadhar Pandit, Jagadananda Pandit, Gangadas Pandit. Gangadas Pandit is an incarnation. Does anyone know? Gangadas Pandit was a teacher of Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu went to his school. Do you know whose incarnation Gangadas Pandit is? Raise your hand if you know. Very interesting. And we will discuss the story of Gangadas Pandit during Mahaprakash Lila discussion. Gangadas Pandit is an incarnation of Durvas Muni. Durvas Muni came as Gangadas Pandit. Gadadhar is Srimati Radharani. Jagadananda Pandit is Satyabhama. They were all born in Navadvip. Other devotees who took birth in Navadvip are Kolavecha Sridhar, Shuklambar Brahmachari. Kolavecha Sridhar is a Gopa friend of Krishna from Golok Vrindavan. Shuklambar Brahmachari is incarnation of Sudama, who went to Dwarka with chipped rice. Sudama Vipra. And Hiranya and Jagdish, they are the people, the devotees in whose house as a child Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ate food on Ekadashi. He was crying, not pacified. When his mother asked, "What do you want?" he said, "Hiranya and Jagdish, they have cooked nice feast on Ekadashi. Bring me that. I want to eat it." So that Hiranya and Jagdish. Does anyone know whose incarnation Hiranya and Jagdish are? They were born in Navadvip also. Mahaprabhu ate in their house rice on Ekadashi as a child. But when he became a devotee, when he started manifesting himself as a devotee, he always observed Ekadashi. But as a child, he ate when he was a small child. And anyway, our Shastras enjoin that one need not observe Ekadashi strictly before the age of 8 years of age. So Mahaprabhu was perfectly justified in eating rice from the house of Hiranya and Jagdish. So who are they? They are the incarnation of the Yajna Patnis from the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. They are the Yagic Brahmanas who were doing Yajna, who neglected Krishna and Balram and their friends. But their wives, the Yajna Patnis, they fed Krishna and Balram. So two of those Yajna Patnis took birth as Hiranya and Jagdish Pandit. So they were born in Navadvip. Agradvip, place called Agradvip. There the Ghosh brothers, the famous singers, they took birth. Vasudeva Ghosha ko hai kori joda hath Jai Gaura Sei Krishna Sei Jagannath. That Vasudeva Ghosh. Jayo Jayo Jagannatha Sachiranandana Tribhuvana Kore Chara Charana Vandana. That Vasudeva Ghosh, his brothers Govinda Ghosh, Madhav Ghosh, they are nice singers from Mahaprabhu and nice poets also. They were born in Agradvip, little away from Navadvip. Then Chatigram, Chatigram is in Bangladesh, East Bengal. So in Chatigram, Pundarik Vidyanidhi appeared. Who knows? Pundarik Vidyanidhi is an incarnation of who? This everybody should know. Pundarik Vidyanidhi, he is the incarnation of Vrishabhanu Maharaj, Srimati Radharani's father. Therefore, he gave initiation to Gadadhar Pandit. Because Gadadhar Pandit is Radharani and Pundarik Vidyanidhi is the father, Vrishabhanu Maharaj. So Pundarik Vidyanidhi was from Chatigram. Also from Chatigram were Vasudev Datta and Mukund Datta. Again, Mukund Datta is a famous singer for Mahaprabhu. And Vasudev Datta also. Just by hearing the names of all these associates, my dear friends, please don't think why we are talking so much about these associates. Just by hearing the names of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's associates, we will get Krishna Prem. Undoubtedly. Therefore, Jayati Jayati Bhrityas Tasya Sarva Priyana. Shrihatta is in Assam. Shrihatta is a place in Assam, very near the Bengal border. And in Shrihatta were born Shrivas Thakur and his three brothers, total four brothers, Sriram, Srinidhi, Shripati. They were from Shrihatta. Then Advaita Acharya, Chandrasekhar, Murari Gupta, incarnation of Hanumanji, Advaita Acharya, combined incarnation of Sadashiv and Mahavishnu. They are from Shrihatta in Assam. Radadesh, Nityananda Prabhu, he appeared in Radadesh. Radadesh is where Ekachakra is, that area. Then Odisha, Bhavananda Rai, Shikhi Mahiti, Kashi Mishra, all the devotees of Jagannath Puri, they appeared there. Kulina, Sataraj Khan, he appeared there. Then Shrikhanda, Mukunda Sarkar, Narhari Sarkar, Mukunda Sarkar's son, Raghunandan, who fed Laddu to Gopinath. They are from Shrikhanda. And Paschime, from the west, Raghupati Upadhyay, Paramananda Puri, Srila Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, and others. Paschime, yes. So Chaitanya Bhagavad is saying, Mahaprabhu's associates will appear Paschime, word is there. See? Karo Janma Navadvipe, Karo Chatigrame, Keharada Odradeshe, Shri Hatta Paschime. End me, in the end, Vrindavan Thakur says Paschim. In the Western world, the devotees will come. So Paschim also means west of Bengal. So it could be Raghupati Upadhyay, it could be Paramananda Puri, but also Paschime can also mean our current acharyas who are appearing in the Western world. Because Prabhupada writes in one of the purports in Chaitanya Charitamrita that Mahaprabhu's associates are taking birth in the Western world. And he personally said that Srila Jayapataka Swami Maharaj is the eternal associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He has come to assist me in Mahaprabhu's mission. So then, next time we will discuss what was the situation of the people. So all these associates have taken birth now in different places. Some in Navadvip, some in the surrounding areas. So Mahaprabhu's associates have come. Now we will discuss in the next class what was the situation in Navadvip. What were the people doing in Navadvip? And what was the situation of Srivas Thakur and Advaita Acharya? How they were pained to see the people of Kali Yuga completely engrossed in material life. And then we will discuss the appearance of Nityananda Prabhu, because that's how Vrindavan Das Thakur describes in the second chapter. And after that, he describes the appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So now we have discussed the background. Next class we will discuss what was the situation, the social, spiritual situation in Navadvip, what the people were doing. When we understand all this, how the associates have come, what was the situation, then the next class we will discuss the prayers of Advaita Acharya, what prayers he did, how he did bhajan to bring Krishna down. Then when we discuss about the appearance of Mahaprabhu, it becomes very relishable. We can understand, oh, under these circumstances, our Mahaprabhu has come. So with this, I will stop here. If there are any questions, we can take a few questions. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Chaitanya Bhagavat ki jai, Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur ki jai. Hare Krishna. So let me. You can now unmute yourselves, all of you, if you have any questions. So please.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Vatsala Mataji.
Hare Krishna Vatsala Mataji.
Prabhu, can you give me this verse? I was writing it down. I didn't get it fully. Jayati Jayati Devo. I wrote it down. I don't know. And can you give me the reference where I can get it from?
Yeah, this is the 5th verse of Chaitanya Bhagavat. I will share it with Mukta Sangha Prabhu, and he will WhatsApp it to you. Well, I don't have your WhatsApp number. So, yeah, it's a very beautiful verse. I will send it to Mukta Sangha Prabhu. Prabhuji can share with the whole group.
Oh, okay, Prabhu. Yeah,
Thank
anything important verse that we need to memorize or chant, would you please, let us know about that. Thank you.
And you have the first verse, Ajanulambita Bhujo?
No.
No, okay. So both the verses I will send Mukta Sangha Prabhu. So we'll all memorize these 2 verses.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sharing, Prabhuji.
You are sharing? Okay. So Vatsala Mataji, our Ramsham Prabhu has already shared.
Oh, okay. I have to write it down. It goes quickly.
Okay. But even if you are not able to, I will share it on WhatsApp.
Okay. Yeah, I think because my writing has gone down now.
No problem. I think Saujanya Mataji has a question. Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranams. Prabhuji, with the shlokas, do we get any PDF version, Prabhuji? Because the one I'm referring to is only like 1, 2, 3. Just the, I think the translations.
Which
Or
verse?
do we have to get the physical copy of the book? No, with the verses, like how you are reading, if we have to get that, is it there any PDF version or do we have to get a physical book?
I couldn't find it, so I'm reading it directly from the book. The verses I couldn't find, but if anybody has, please feel free to share. I think Ramsham Prabhu, you are having, how come you are sharing?
Prabhuji, it's on the internet, but not full copy. It's summarized version. What Mukta Sangha Prabhu shared last time. It's on the internet, Prabhuji. So if we type like Chaitanya Bhagavat PDF, we'll get that summarized version. I will send the link, Prabhuji, just now.
Okay, Prabhu.
And another question, Prabhuji, from last class, which I couldn't ask. So in 1537, Vrindavan Das Thakur wrote Chaitanya Bhagavat, and also you mentioned that 13 years later only Krishnadas Kavidas Goswami was elder, and then he wrote later Chaitanya Charitamrita. And then in one of the example you were mentioning, when Krishnadas Kavidas Goswami was 90 years, he was like they were in different places, and he was praying to Vrindavan Das Thakur to give him blessings.
Yes.
So exactly when did Krishnadas Kavidas Goswami, when did he write the Chaitanya Charitamrita? Was he very old? I didn't get the connection, Prabhuji.
Yeah, so it is said that Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he finished Chaitanya Charitamrita in the year, actually I'll have to see, it's there in the last verse of Chaitanya Charitamrita.
95.
He writes the date when he finished. Ante Leela, last verse. Last chapter, last verse, he says. I'll tell you. He finished in the year 1615 AD. So much later.
So he wrote
wrote
much later then.
Much later. After. Many decades later. 1615 in Vrindavan, he finished.
Okay.
Chaitanya Charitamrita, Kaviraj Goswami.
So that means Vrindavan Das Thakur, was he alive, Prabhuji? Vrindavan Das Thakur was alive when...
Vrindavan Das Thakur, I have to see when he departed from this world. I'll have to check his, when he passed away. Let me see. So you want to know the bio of any... So he left this world in 1589, Mataji. So he was not there. 1589, he left this world. He was 82 years old. So Vrindavan Das Thakur passed away in 1589. So he was not there.
Oh. Thank you, Prabhu. When I heard the lecture again, I couldn't connect the...
yeah, no problem. Now is it okay?
Thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah. Yes, Prabhuji, I got it.
Therefore, in our parampara, if you look at Bhagavad Gita introduction, you look at the parampara that Srila Prabhupada gives. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is not a contemporary of Mahaprabhu. He was not a contemporary of Mahaprabhu. So the parampara is like this: Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then Rup Sanatan Goswami, then Jiva Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, and then Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami heard from Raghunath Das Goswami. So he was one generation below the Goswamis. So he was younger.
Because they heard from them, they were able to write the Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Yes. So Raghunath Das Goswami heard from Swarup Damodar Goswami. And Raghunath Das Goswami spoke it to Kaviraj Goswami, and Kaviraj Goswami wrote it down as Chaitanya Charitamrita.
And what do you suggest, Prabhuji, for us while you are telling us this? Do you want us to refer to the English version, the PDF, what is there, or we just listen? Because it's not. I don't think it's all in one place.
It depends. If someone is really interested, then you should buy Chaitanya Bhagavat.
Oh.
We have Vinit Prabhu on the call here. Vinit Prabhu has got Chaitanya Bhagavats, and so yeah, he just put his cell phone number in the chat. You can contact him on WhatsApp. Actually, yeah, you can buy. You can buy. We actually have 2 copies in our house now, because Amarendra Prabhu just bought one from Vinit Prabhu, and I have one. So even though we are in the same house, but because it is such a nectarian book, we both wanted to have our own copies. So we bought. It is a must-have book. And this copy of Chaitanya Bhagavat, it is 7 volumes, Mataji. How our Chaitanya Charitamrita has got purports by Srila Prabhupada, this Chaitanya Bhagavat has got purports by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So the verses have
Govinda
purports.
Bhashyam that you were saying, right?
Ha, Gaudiya Bhashya. So see, this is the first
Is
verse,
that the Govinda
Ajanu Lambita
Bhashyam?
Bhujo,
Gaudiya
translation, and this is a purport by Saraswati Thakur.
Wow.
Oh.
He wrote in Bengali,
Oh, that's her.
and our all glories to our Bhumipati Prabhu, Prabhupada disciple, Bhumipati Prabhu, our gratitude to him. He translated. So we have Saraswati Thakur's purports to Chaitanya Bhagavat, and all the Bengali verses are there. It's a beautiful book with all the diacritics. I think the verses that our Ramsham Prabhu is sharing, the diacritics are not proper, so we cannot pronounce properly. But this has got the proper diacritics. I think, in my opinion, it's a must-have book. Every devotee must have Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Bhagavat, Nectar of Devotion, Nectar of Instruction, Ishopanishad, and Prabhupada Lilamrita. These are the must books. Every devotee should have. So Chaitanya Bhagavat.
Thank you.
But if somebody is not so much this, then what you can do is you can just go to ISKCON Desire and print the Chaitanya Bhagavat. It is only in English, and you can get it spirally bound and keep it. I had that for years.
That's
till I bought the Bhagavatam.
what I have, Prabhuji. That's what I'm referring to as you mentioned, as your class. Yes, Prabhuji, in that there are some verses, but not all.
Few verses are
as
there.
You were saying, Krishna Varnam, that is few are there. Yes.
Even Jayati Devo
That's
also
why I
there.
was lost. Okay.
Ajanu
Thank you,
Lambita
Prabhuji.
Thank you. Pariva Mataji, you have a
Thank you,
question?
Prabhuji.
Last question.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, I just wanted to, clarify one thing. So, did Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami never had the association of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or he
Never.
had very little?
Never.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami never had the physical association of Mahaprabhu, never had the physical association of Nityananda Prabhu also. Even though Nityananda Prabhu was his guru.
Oh.
Wow.
He was younger. But he had darshan of Nityananda Prabhu in his dream. And Nityananda Prabhu spoke to him and told him to go to Vrindavan. And then Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is considered to be a disciple of Raghunath Das Goswami.
Okay.
But he unfortunately never met Mahaprabhu and Nityananda.
Oh, it's so surprising. I thought he must have had the last few years maybe, but no. Okay.
No, Mataji.
And Prabhuji, Chaitanya Bhagavat and Chaitanya Charitamrita, is it you should have either of them or both of them?
In my opinion, both of them. But if someone cannot afford, then at least Chaitanya Charitamrita. But Chaitanya Charitamrita is there on Veda base.
Okay.
Free of cost. Chaitanya Charitamrita. All Prabhupada books are there on Veda base.
I know.
But it's good to have physical copy also.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Chaitanya Charitamrita is most essential, more than Chaitanya Bhagavat also. Chaitanya Charitamrita first, and then if we have facility, then we should buy Chaitanya Bhagavat also.
Okay.
But between the two, if you have choice, then Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Okay.
Because Chaitanya Charitamrita has a lot of essential philosophy and teachings.
Yeah.
Chaitanya Bhagavat is mainly Leela. Now the Leela will start next time when the Janma Katha starts of Mahaprabhu. Initially, there is some background philosophy.
But Chaitanya Bhagavat does not have the Antya Leela, right? Of
Chaitanya Bhagavat has, but the Antya Leela concludes with the beginning pastimes in Jagannath Puri. So Vrindavan Das Thakur in Chaitanya Bhagavat describes some pastimes in Jagannath Puri and then concludes. Only few pastimes. But Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami describes the later pastimes in Jagannath Puri in full detail. So Chaitanya Bhagavat describes Mahaprabhu's pastimes in Navadvip in detail.
Okay.
Chaitanya Charitamrita doesn't.
Mm.
Chaitanya Bhagavat describes Jagannath Puri pastimes in short, but Kaviraj Goswami describes in detail in Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Okay.
So the youthful pastimes, first 24 years of Mahaprabhu's life, Chaitanya Bhagavat. And the
Okay.
last 24 years of Mahaprabhu's pastimes, Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Thank
Is that
you,
okay?
Prabhu. Yes, thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Dandavat pranams. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. This is Vatsala again, Prabhu. I have one question. Somebody, I think Saujanya Mataji was talking about Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. And he is the guru of our Acharya, Srila Prabhupada. So, so he was. I have read some of the things. I have that book, a 3-part series book. I bought it when his
Bhakti Siddhanta Vaibhavani by
yeah.
Srila Bhakti Vikas Maharaj.
Yeah,
Very
and
nice.
somebody was wondering whether he was well versed in Bengali or Sanskrit, but I had a high opinion of him when I was reading something, the part 1, 2. Can you explain a little bit about him, please?
About
One-
Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur?
Yes.
Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Om Vishnupad Paramhams Parivrajacharya Ashtottar Hita Shri Srimad Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada
Radha ki jai.
is Nayana Mani Manjari in Golok Vrindavan.
Hmm.
He is the eternal maidservant of Sri Rupa Manjari. And he came as the son of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who is Kamala Manjari, the principal Manjari assisting Lalita Sakhi and Rupa Manjari. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur is Kamala Manjari, his son Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur is Nayana Mani Manjari. They are eternal Manjaris belonging to Srila Rupa Manjari in Golok Vrindavan. They are Nitya Siddhas, eternally liberated souls. They came to assist Mahaprabhu in his mission. And he was such a Mahabhagvat, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. In just a matter of 14-15 years, he established 64 Gaudiya Math temples all over India, including Bangladesh, one in Myanmar. In those days, there was no internet, no mobile, nothing. And still, with so much limited resources, when India was under British rule, he established 64 Gaudiya Maths. He had thousands of disciples. He was the first Acharya to publicly initiate females, ladies, give them Diksha, and very revolutionary. First Acharya to use automobiles to travel and preach. And it was his strong desire that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's message should go all over the world. And therefore, he instructed Srila Prabhupada, our Prabhupada, to take this message and preach it all over the world. And Srila Prabhupada did it. So our ISKCON, International Society for Krishna Consciousness, is actually a branch of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. It is non-different. So, very, very great Acharya. What can I say? Before he started preaching, he chanted 1 billion names of Krishna, which means around 200 rounds, not 192. Srila Haridas Thakur would chant 192 rounds every day. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur chanted around 200 rounds every day for 9 years in Navadvip Dham. So when you chant in the holy Dham, the chanting is multiplied. It has got more potency. So he chanted in Navadvip Dham around 200 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra every day for 9 years before he started preaching. See the power. Srila Prabhupada says purity is the force. That's why his preaching had so much power, because it was backed with unparalleled purity. All his disciples chanted 64 rounds every day in the Gaudiya Math. Even Srila Prabhupada, our Prabhupada, all his life he chanted 64 rounds. But because we couldn't chant, Prabhupada reduced it to 32. We couldn't do that also. So he gave a concession, 16 and no less than 16. But Saraswati Thakur, he was such a powerful Acharya, such a powerful Acharya. He broke through so many social barriers. People were saying that only somebody who is born Brahman can chant the Gayatri Mantra, can worship the Shri Vigraha of Krishna in the temple. Saraswati Thakur said, no. Chatur Varnam Maya Shrishtam Guna Karma Vibhagasha. It is based on their qualities and their activities, not on Janma. and he broke so many barriers. Very, very merciful. Lion Guru. Devotees describe him as Bhagavatam in one hand and club in the other, because he would just smash all the Apasiddhantas, Dhvanta Harine, with his strong preaching and arguments. So much can be said about Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. But just few words. Very, very great Acharya. And he fully empowered Srila Prabhupada. Verbally, physically, twice he told Prabhupada to preach in the English language all over the world. But Srila Prabhupada had 3 children. He was a grahastha. He had a business. He had parents. He had a father. Mother passed away when Prabhupada was very young. But he had his father, Gaur Mohan, there to take care of. Prabhupada could not immediately join the Gaudiya Math. But then Saraswati Thakur came in the dream of Srila Prabhupada many times and told him, you leave home, you take sannyas, come with me, follow my path of sannyas. And Prabhupada took sannyas from Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj, his own god brother. And then rest is history. So Saraswati Thakur is there with us.
Prabhu, did he also speak Bengali and Sanskrit? He wrote in Sanskrit or Bengali?
Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, his mother tongue was Bengali, so he wrote prolifically in Bengali. In fact, his Gaudiya Bhashya commentary on Chaitanya Bhagavad is in Bengali. But Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was also a superb scholar of the Sanskrit language. And he wrote in Sanskrit also. And he was a great scholar. He was given the title Saraswati when he was very young, because of his unparalleled vast learning. And he was the greatest astrologer of his time. In fact, he wrote a book, Surya Siddhanta, which is used by astrologers even today. So very, very great learned personality. And then he gave up everything, took sannyas. He was a disciple of Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, Diksha disciple, Shiksha disciple of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, his own father. Very, very great scholar, Mataji. You should read that book, Bhakti Siddhanta Vaibhavani by Srila Bhakti Vikas.
Yeah, I do have 3 volumes. I bought it 2 years back. I read part of it. Now I got interested because he talks about, I told Mataji, he was in Chennai and he built the Gaudiya Vaishnava Math there. And there were pictures of him showing such a great, authority. He would go and preach and do things. I was so fascinated with his, the way he was going. What you are saying, lion preacher. And I liked it. I have to go back and reread it over again now.
Yeah, once Srila Prabhupada asked the same question that you asked. Can you tell something about Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur? Prabhupada had tears in his eyes. He looked down and he said, he was a Vaikuntha man. What can I say? What can I say, Prabhupada?
Wow.
He was a Vaikuntha man. So yeah, please read that book. I remember reading that book many years ago. Very, very beautiful.
Sure, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Hare
it.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All glories to all of you. Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Thank you for tolerating me. And if you have time, please join next Saturday also, same time, 7:30. We'll read about the situation in Navadvip and the prayers and the bhajan of Advaita Acharya.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Jagadguru
Thank you
Srila
so much.
Prabhupada
Hare
ki
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Million times.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you.
Prabhu,
Hare Krishna,
Prabhuji,
Prabhuji.
one small question, Prabhuji. This Yogi, Bhogi, Rogi, Prabhuji. So in that regard, like as what I have heard, Prabhuji, like two times of bubbles moment. Generally in the rural area and village area and those kind of areas, so people, they prefer to go even though they are bhakta, sadhu, devotee or whatever. So is that not for the keeping health in mind to get stomach clear, because all the diseases start from the stomach. You are doctor, so
yeah, so that's why if our eating is regulated, then in the morning we will have a nice bowel movement, and then whole day we don't have to go. But if we overeat, then we have to go more times.
Evening, Prabhuji, generally at evening